Welcome, Mr. Murali.
Good evening, Mr. Anand.
Hello, Mr. Joe. How are you? Thanks for
Fine, sir.
joining.
Fine, sir. Fine.
Am I visible? Am I audible?
You are absolutely visible. Great. Wonderful meeting you. Thank you so much for joining. Very good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So we should wait for a few minutes more. Our time is 6:53.
Okay.
So 7 minutes to go. So generally webinar, people will rush up and join at 7. So let's wait for some more time.
Understood.
And thank you others for joining a little bit early. We really appreciate your presence. Thank you so much.
So, Anand sir, I've created a prompt book for the MSME.
Great.
I'll share it. And,
Definitely. I think we need to make you as a co-host here. I think, Usha, you can make Murali ji as a co-host so that he can make his presentation. Let me see whether I can do. I think I am the co-host here, so I think Usha can do it as an administrator. So you have a presentation, right, Mr. Murali?
I do.
Yeah.
Am I to share it or?
No, we will give you the access to you. If you
Okay.
are you okay? Are you okay if I can give
I'm
access
good.
to you?
I'm good.
Great. Thank you, everyone. Maybe you all can just unmute your video if you are properly dressed up, so we can see face to face. We always recommend all the participants to have a video displayed so that audio can be muted, of course, during the session. So we get to know each other. You can do a lot of networking here. This platform is also to network, connect, collaborate, mutually you can actually get benefited through your connections beyond learning. Happy to see the faces. Shankaraman, Mr. Balachandra. Thank you for joining, sir. I guess you are now co-host, Mr. Murali. You can just check it out. Let me also check. Usha, can you just make Mr. Murali as co-host? Yeah, it's done now. Mr. Murali, you can just check if you want to see the slides are in place.
Okay. I'll check it.
Yeah, just in case. And then I will play one video, then we'll begin the session. 5 minutes to go. Mr. Balachandra, can you hear us, sir?
Oh, okay, sir.
Great. Thank you.
Thank
You are from which place, sir? In Chennai?
Sir, I know you, sir. I'm from Ramraj Cotton.
Oh, Mr. Balachandar. Yeah, I met you in Palladam. Yes,
Palladam,
sir. Thank
sir.
you so
Palladam,
much.
sir.
Thank you so much for joining. Yes, sir.
Thank-
I know you.
Thank you,
I
sir.
remember you pretty much. You spoke very well that day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Then Mr. Sundaresh would have joined by this time. Who invited you? Great. Yes, Mr. Murali, we can see the first slide of yours. Gen AI literacy for digital age. I think that's your first slide.
Yes. What I wanted to
You want
probably put it in a full screen.
Yeah. Full screen possibly.
Is it visible now?
Yeah, this is pretty much visible. Pretty much. Good to go, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
You can All right.
I'll do a stop share when it's time.
Yes.
I'll share.
Absolutely.
Jay, good evening.
Oh, very good evening. Ji, how are you? Thank you very much for joining.
Joji, Murali ji, vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
The time is 6:57. Gentlemen, let's wait for a few more minutes. 7 will start, irrespective of number of participants. So that's the standard that we want to set from the beginning.
Hello, Murali sir.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good, sir. Good to see
Good
you.
to see you again.
Yes, yes.
Good evening,
Good
Anand
evening.
sir.
Good evening, Jena sir. How are you?
Fine, sir.
Thank you for joining. So,
Good evening, Ji.
we are a joint, so
Joe, good evening, Joe. You're on mute, Joe.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we wish to start at 7 o'clock, exactly 1 minute from now, and we'll play a few minutes
Yes,
of
sir.
video about Lumen introduction. And then I will hand it over to Mr. Murali to walk us through the wonderful session of today. And I would always request participants, if you are okay with that, you can always unmute your video, but mute your audio during the session, so that we all can get to see each other. This is a platform to connect each other and then collaborate. So the time is up. I am going to play a video, short video, and then we'll begin the session.
Hi everyone. Globally, 50% of global GDP is coming from micro, small, medium enterprises, what we call small, medium organizations throughout the globe. 90% of job opportunities are being generated by small, medium businesses. In India, 30% of GDP is generated from micro and small medium enterprises. 120 billion jobs are being generated by this particular sector called micro and small medium enterprises directly. Indirectly, 26 crore people are being generated, 260 million employment has been generated through this sector. 140 crore population of this country. For everyone to have a job, for everyone to thrive on their aspirations and dreams in life, entrepreneurship is the only way which can actually bring in desired results going forward. Hence, Government of India and each of the state governments across the country are giving more thrust for building entrepreneurship. It could be Make in India movement, it could be Startup India, could be a complete entrepreneurial ecosystem. But youth of the country in India, throughout the globe, have high aspirations in life. The standard of life has been increasing year on year, decade after decade. So everybody wants to go for a maximum achievement towards their aspirations and dreams in life. How do we make the aspirations and dreams into reality? People like us, people who have been in the industry for so many decades, wanting to do something for this upcoming future, for the future generations. Back in India, we have been running a consulting organization over the last 2.5 decades, and we ventured into what we call in French word a renaissance. Renaissance is a word between 14th to 17th century, quite popular. It is called a rebirth of cultural transformation. Classical arts and literature has been really given a momentum. Hence, place like Silicon Valley has been benefited to this renaissance movement of entrepreneurship. It has also scaled up to an entrepreneurial sector where Silicon Valley is what Silicon Valley is today. But similar to Silicon Valley, back in India, typically like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Maharashtra, and Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh, everywhere today we are creating our own outfits. Startup founders, the innovators, the dreamers, aspirational individuals and youth are coming up saying, we will create a product, Make in India product, Made in India products. And we want to support every single youth of this country, every single aspirational leaders, entrepreneurs, to the best of our abilities and capabilities, not only in India, throughout the globe. Hence, we ventured into our MSM, the rebirth of consulting space, into what we call Lumen Network. We actually created a platform called Lumen Network to serve this community. This community is just not only one particular state or one particular country, it is a global community. The community is called Lumen Network, where anybody who wants to aspire to become an entrepreneur, who are already running an organizations, they can actually connect with us. We have 3 principles that we are emphasizing in this whole venture: connect, aggregate, and integrate. End of the day, entrepreneurs and aspirational leaders, founders wanted to have connections, networking, and they want to also have aggregation. So they want to grow the business into a different scale, and they also wanted to actually integrate the business into a meaningful purpose. Hence, Lumen Network is born in India and taking it to the global community. This platform is available online. I welcome each and every one of you who are watching this video and become a member of Lumen Network. And if you are a subject matter expert, if you are a service provider, feel free to connect with us. You can become a member of your own sector and fraternity to offer your services to the needy people, the MSMEs and startup founders. So Lumen Network is right here for each one of you to become a torchbearer for the future community to thrive and grow. I welcome each and every one of you with my heart filled with the love and affection to build a nation, build the global community of entrepreneurship into the next level. I welcome you all. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.
Thank you so much, dear friends, for your time. It's time for speaker to take over. And before that, I thought I'll share a brief introduction about Mr. Murali Sundaram. Just give me a minute. So, as you could see, the introduction about, can you see the slide here, or you are seeing something else here? Can you see the slide here? Word document, profile of Mr. Murali? Yeah. So this is Mr. Murali Sundaram. I don't want to take much of your time. He is a very well-known professional in the field of technology. He's a technology consultant with 25 years of experience. He specializes what we call today's, resonates with today's topic, generative AI. We call him Gen AI Murali. And he's also an expert in blockchain, AR, VR, and IoTs. He has a proven track record. He is an IIT alumni. He finished IIT Madras graduation, I think in 80s. He went to US. He worked for about 25, 30 years. And is back in Chennai now. He is actually a visiting, what we call adjunct professor. And there is some mark which is coming. I'm sorry for that. VIT University, SRM University, IIT Madras, the IIT Research Park as we call. And IITM, Kanchipuram, all these places he regularly visits. And he also helps students community and startup founders especially in terms of empowering them on AI tools. He's a man who offers not just knowledge, but he provides what we call tools for startup founders and MSMEs. With this brief note, I want to leave the space to Mr. Murali to play around. Over to you, sir, Mr. Murali. Thank you so much for joining. Mr. Murali, are you there? Yeah.
Thank you, Anand sir. Good evening, everyone. Everyone can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, a brief introduction. My slide deck is normally very large. I have about 100 slides. Not necessarily I'm going to walk through each one of them, but it can be a reading material for you at a point in time, maybe a reference material, maybe a cheat sheet, right? So the focus is, can generative AI be a useful tool for MSMEs 4 different goals loosely put, and there are 2 other disaster management principles, if you will. I've covered a bit on business as usual, bit on the blue ocean strategy, which is a popular one, everybody knows about. Moonshots, which is again a popular business term to aspire for larger visions, if you will. And then there is a trend that is going on that can you take a fundamental science and apply this? This is cross-discipline approaches. And then, of course, this is on the positive sides of the technology. What about something like a black swan event or a disaster management? When we get struck by that, we need at the policy level, we need at the operational level, and we need at the field level activities and plans. So in all of that, how can we leverage GenAI? And of course, we can fine tune it for a specific vertical or specific industry. That may be a bit of a later engagement. So with that as an introduction, let me go over to sharing my deck.
Please.
I hope you can see my deck.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Good to go.
Okay. So I will switch to the GenAI tool screen every now and then. If you have a similar environment, you can test it out. For those folks who want to experiment, I have shared, you can see it here, I have shared a document, MSME 100+ prompts. You can look at that. You can copy paste. So the beautiful thing about GenAI is you only need 2 skills. One is copy, another is paste. If you have that, you're good to go, right? So remember that, it is ubiquitous. It is immediately gratifying because you don't have to wait for a program to be up and running and see something is working or not working. You can give your command and you can see it working, whether it is a strategy that you have an application, or you have some kind of a drawing that you want to generate. All this is possible. So that is the background. So the topic here is GenAI. It's a literacy for the digital age. I do it for corporates and universities. Everyone, what they are looking for is for the middle management and the top management, they need to have GenAI literacy. It's not like programming skill. It is like exploratory skills in order to use the generative AI tools to guide you through your development or aspirational journey. That's what we are going to cover. So in the first part, we'll cover a little bit about what is GenAI tools or LLMs, and we will go a little bit deeper into each of the topics that we talked about. Right? So what is GenAI? That is the typical question that also it is an AI program. It creates new content. It could be text, image, music, or audio or video. And it has these patterns. We will see the elements of pattern in the next slide. And it extracts from the data sets, and it is able to create similar and additional data that you are commanding for or prompting for. Okay. So what happened to this output is you are able to get tremendous velocity for that. And there are no prerequisites for operating on the technology. So you have the velocity of outcome. For example, if you are used to generate 5 web pages, you can do something like 500 web pages today. If you are used to program 100 lines of code, you can do 1,000 lines of code, right? And no prerequisite in terms of learning, machine learning, data science and things like that. You can start from giving a command to understand about even a rocket science or quantum computing, right? So these 2 are the key elements that you need to kind of internalize. The last one is the interesting one. They call it just-in-time knowledge, but it is actually just-in-time solution building, right? Let's say you have a problem. It could be linear programming. It could be developing a solution for environmental problem. You can start with that, and you will be able to do a top-down approach and will be able to build a solution. So these are becoming a cornerstone in terms of giving you access and making you closer to your aspirational goals. Keep that in mind, okay? Now, how does it work? I'm going to run through some elements. Don't worry if you don't understand it, doesn't matter. You can even catch up with LLM themselves, but I'm giving you some high-level tokens, if you will. There is a wonderful animated video at the bottom. It is 3 brown, 1 blue video. It shows you how an NLP, which is a natural language question, is converted to this n-dimensional, something like 20,000 by 30,000 by 60,000 tensors, and you are able to operate on mathematics in order to get the right next answer. So the architecture is transformation mechanism, and the attention mechanism, they call it, is the way the words are coming together. When they say attention mechanism, this is not a social media attention mechanism. This is more like how words are coming together. For example, if you say model, in the actual model world, it represents a supermodel, man or woman. But if you look at the machine learning thing, then the model means a completely different thing. So the sentences, how they capture knowledge, how the tokenization happens, becomes very different. So that attention mechanism is the one that will split between you have data, you have weights, you adjust them, you get the result, no more programming. So that is the transformation that is happening here. And you have pre-training and fine-tuning to get the result. You have the tokenization to make it as a service. You would have heard about 100,000 token, 200,000 token. Recently, OpenAI announced people you have used more than 1 trillion tokens. They are someone like McKinsey. Now you know where the McKinsey reports are coming from, right? So what is interesting is that they are able to go to the level of fine-graining services to the level of token. So these are models that we can get inspired, and we will be able to do business models on that. You have layers and parameter, contextual embedding, inferences, and look at the adaptability. Previously, we will write separate application for translation, Q&A, summary, and all of them is a separate application. Now, you can get all of that without a need to change architecture or the application. We'll see some examples with Notebook LM and Gemini shortly. I have the YouTube video. It's more like a bedtime watching for you, if you will, right? So you can catch up with that later on, right? So when we say literacy, what does it mean? It is more than just technology alone. It is a fundamental skill, right? When we have communication skills, then we are able to connect with a lot more people. When you have the Gen AI skill, the connectivity is coming to all different subjects. Even the one that you don't know, it doesn't matter, right? Sometimes we had aspired when we were young to read about quantum or deeply go into mathematics or statistics. Now you may have to use some of those tools. You will be able to connect and derive the solution for that. And there is a tool that will help you on that. So that is the new literacy that we are talking about. That's why everybody is saying that rather than training, it is the literacy that we need to develop into that, right? And then it is a greater equalizer, right? So when we say equalizer, what we mean is that are you able to see me, or did I mess it up? You're good?
Yeah, we are able to. Yeah, good to go, sir. Yeah, proceed, sir. We can see you. Proceed.
No, I wanted to show the deck. Is the deck visible or not visible?
Yeah, the new literacy slide is visible, and you are also visible.
Okay. Okay. So I am not able to see the deck suddenly.
Oh, okay. We are able to see the great equalizer. We talked about a
Now I
smart
have
shopping.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I have both actually, right? So the equalizer means that normally there is an asymmetry. Remember, in wealth we have the asymmetry already, right? But the knowledge asymmetry, you are able to equal this. So anybody is able to provide solution without having to necessarily hire a consultant to provide the solution. Those are the benefits that we are getting with that, right? How do I move to the next slide? Anybody can help?
So you are able to see the slide on your screen, right?
Right. I'm moving it to the right, but
Okay.
this is the
Probably you can stop and then start sharing, okay? So that we get some hands on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Murali sir, you can do one thing. You stop sharing, come out of the presentation, again share, go to the presentation. It will come.
Okay. Sorry for the technical difficulty. I will be there.
Yeah. Take your time, no problem, no rush.
And I'm able to see.
If it is okay with you, you can share the slide deck to me through WhatsApp. I can even play. I can support you.
Okay. Let me do that. I have the.
Yeah, you can just share it through WhatsApp. Yeah, please.
Hold on.
Meanwhile, I request.
I have it. Is it
I think
changing?
you have it. Yeah, it's changing. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Sorry about it.
Absolutely fine.
Okay. So I did a little bit of number matching here, where we have suppose the number may be a little bit off. Sorry for that. We have 63 million MSME, right, and its contribution is 30%, and it is doing something like 110 million jobs are created. So all the more need for you to make sure that everybody is literate in this area, right? And if you look at the landscape, it is traditional. They have some kind of a digital first, and we need to go and move towards the next leap, which is the AI readiness that we need to do. So this is the challenge that we have. Probably Anand sir is an expert in this area, but these are some of the parameters with which we can play around, right? So I'm just quickly moving on to the prompt themselves, right? So the prompt is you are trying to ask some question to through the generative AI tool, and there are a lot of things going on around prompt engineering. A lot of people are giving solutions and training on that. But if you look at it from the fundamental viewpoint, we need to cover more on what we want to do with AI, with respect to action that we have. It could be a draft, it could be analysis, it could be summarize, it could be programming, right? So those activities you need to think about. Some of them I covered in the sample text I have given it to you. And what is the context we have, right? It could be MSME. You can go as narrow as, there is I'm trying to build a factory in Tirupur and I want to compete globally. And what is the market size and what is the plan that I have for that? And it can give you some outlines for that. So that level of detail, the more you give, the fine tune, you will be able to get in that, right? And any constraint that you have from the content perspective, it could be number of word, tone, format, etc. Or it could be that it is within a geographic area that we are looking at. We are looking at increasing the GDP. It depends on the metrics that you are trying to give into that. And the data is perhaps, I can show it to you in some of the image generation I've done. So you can give the context and ask it to generate an image for that. So those kind of things is what we are looking at the basics. At the end, I have a detailed description of that. For want of time, I just wanted to give you this introduction and move on with that, right? So here it is giving you an example of a good prompt and a bad prompt, if you will, right? So we can say, write an email to a customer, which most people would have tried. And even that is good enough for you, correct? But, if you want to change it a little bit, you can look at what the good prompt is having. It is able to give the context. It is able to exactly say what it wants, whether it is not necessarily a web page. It can be a WhatsApp message or email or any of the business activities that you have, like giving it a 10%, matching with the salary. Those kind of things, you can add it into that, and it's able to give you the solution for that. So you can get the flavor of what it is able to do, right? So I'm going to go into Notebook LM, followed by the chat and the GenAI tools, if you will. So Notebook LM, I'll give you a brief. You are able to load, if you have an enterprise, if you want to work only with your enterprise document and get certain productivity for your workflow, you will be able to do that. They have been constantly improving in terms of summary, mind map generation, and query into the document, generating podcast. Recently, they've had something like even generating a slide deck for you, right? You can have several reports for you. All of that you'll be able to do. I've done few pre-cast solutions. That's what I want to show it to you, rather than it's going through circles to figure out how much for processing it. So let me go to the Notebook LM first. That you are able to see, right? You're able to see the screen? Okay.
Yes.
Very good. So this is Thinking Game is a documentary. I even have it here. So it is, remember the Dennis Habis, who's a DeepMind CEO. This is about a complete solution and his concerns about AI and things like that. The entire video, if you have to go through, it is about 2 hours video. It's very tough to go through. And what I have done is, looked at it and got the summary here. Right? Thinking Game is a summary. It's a deep find, and Demis is the one that is having. And it is giving a full details of the video. Right? What is the advantage of this video? You are able to go back and forth and see what the ideas are and figure it out. Right? And similarly, I started this, but the deck is having some difficulty. But I'll show you something that is already there. Indian Labor Code, it is generated one of the document. This entire thing is generated by the Notebook LM. Right? Let me expand on this. Right? We're able to see that. So the complete labor code related document, it is generated. I haven't touched any text at all. All of them is generated by Notebook LM for me. This is in PDF. It can also do slide deck and PPT for you a little bit later on. Similar capabilities are there in Gemini or you can say ChatGPT. Only thing is that ChatGPT and the Gemini, it connects to the world of knowledge. So it will have other knowledge coming into that. That's a positive side. The negative side may be that some of the document that you have, it may be shared with the public domain, if you will. They don't share the data, but the learning that is derived out of this particular document, that learning will go into the public system. And some of the private enterprises are very careful. They don't want to do that. That's why a tool like Notebook LM will help you. It doesn't go to the public domain. It stays only within that domain. So that is the efficacy that we are seeing here. Okay. So this is just a indicative capabilities, guys. So Notebook LM as a tool is good for enterprise. It can look at this. You can create audio, video overview, create a mind map, generate report, a varieties of report it will be able to do. You can do your own creative one. You can have style guide, blog post, strategic narrative, a variety of document that is needed for your business. You will be able to cover extremely well on that. Okay. So that Notebook LM is what I wanted to cover a little bit on this. I've created several PowerPoint using that. Okay. So Notebook LM as a tool is for the enterprise internal document. Okay. Now, the other one that I wanted to share with you is the what I have is the generative AI tool, popular one, ChatGPT, Gemini, DeepSeek, Meta, Cloud. Each of them is good for every one of the aspiration that you have to you're looking for. Like for example, ChatGPT is OpenAI, good for strategy. Gemini is good for document creation, and Meta is WhatsApp. Even from WhatsApp, there is a tool called Meta. You will be able to ask questions and get answers for that. Claude is good for programming, if you will. And there is another one coming up called Gwen. There are several things that are open source available. And my recommendation is use the free open source. You may not need anything that you need to pay for, is my take on that. Before I go to the business as usual case, I just wanted to show something on the ChatGPT or Gemini, right?
Just a pointer, and so Murali, the LLM that you talked about, Notebook LLM, is actually from Google.
Yes,
correct?
Thank you. Notebook LM is from Google. They are constantly improving. Between, if you remember, Anand sir, last time it didn't have the PowerPoint presentation or slides, which is a powerful tool actually.
See that.
Right.
Friends who are here, just to give you a pointer, using this LLM which Mr. Murali introduced to me, I was able to create in 2 minutes multiple videos, just like that, on the go. That's the power of this particular tool.
Okay. So interestingly, what I wanted to show you is the generative AI literacy for MSME. I used the Gemini to prepare that. Right? I want to show it as a, I wanted to create an image, and Gemini created this image for me. And I had a series of space articles, if you will, right? I think, the AI is leaving Earth because a lot of people are talking about data centers in the space. So I wrote a series of articles, and the image for all of that I generated using the Gemini. And the way I did it, I want to show it to you. That I prepared some text, and I was able to paste the text. Why space is the sanctuary, for example. These are the diagrams I've generated. And all of that, I need probably a very great artists to do that, right? So this is the one I gave. Change the tile to orbit data center, create an image for that. So this is using orbit to have the satellite. That's the picture that we are seeing here, right? So it's almost like an engineering drawing I was able to create and use that, right? From that to a concept level, I would say a migration, a great migration from Earth to Moon. And the curve that broke the planet is, we are using a lot of energy and we are using a lot of resources in order to get the compute power in the Earth. And it is putting a lot of strain, right? Whether it is quantum using cryogenics or data center using the heat and the real estate problem, several of them are there. So I was able to give the text and get the image for that. And if I were to use a particular person to do that, there is a communication gap between me and explaining them, and they draw the project, right? And it's able to create it for me in a very short time. So not only text programming strategy, you are able to also get into the image side, even video you are able to do, those kind of benefits you're having. So with that as a quick introduction on the notebook and the Gemini ChatGPT kind of framework, let me go back and look at it business as usual. Right? This is very important for the MSMEs. So I'm going to go through the business as usual, the 6 topics that we talk about. I've also given you sample prompt. You can try it at leisure. And if you have some questions, ask me about it. And there are ways to convert this into an asset for yourself. There is something called JSON prompting that you can do on that. I will tell you about that as well. So in the business as usual, how do we deal with that? What are the things that we may be able to do, right? Marketing content you need to look at. We have to create in social media calendars in minutes, write about product description that Anand was talking about, draft personalized WhatsApp blast if you want to do, and translate content into multiple regional language. That I didn't show it to you in the notebook alone. One of the beautiful things that you can do it is, whether it is Hindi or Tamil or Telugu, the local language translation, it will be able to give it to you in the format that you like. Not necessarily the Indian language alone. If you want to do it in Spanish or Latin, you may be able to do that. One thing you need to be careful about it is have a expert review that and then certify it for you, because there could be some erroneous hallucination that may be happening. So you need to be careful about that as well, right? Marketing content. And it's an example of a festival campaign, right? And how it works and why it works, right? So I own a shop in Calcutta, for example. Diwali is coming. Create a 5-day Instagram for content calendar. So every day you will be updating, right? How do we do that? You give a theme, nostalgia and homemade taste. That is the theme that you're having. What is the goal? To drive the pre-order to the gift box. Output is table of the day, post idea, caption, and image suggestion. All of that, the whole thing, you will get it in one single go. If you were to hire in the traditional one, something like a campaign manager, it could cost you, it could be quite a bit of cost for you. Why it works? Because it specifies the business, location, occasion, theme, and a specific goal, and any format that you want. Table type is something, again, you can put it in a web format or an application format. Anything that you want to do, you may be able to do it as well. Okay. So that is the efficacy we can reach out with. You can do it on sales and support, automatic reply, code generation, translation for the local language. These are business as usual we are talking about. And handling complaint, how do we do that, right? So if a customer is angry, if you want to do it better, So we need to be looking at softening the situation and assuring them that you are able to get the right kind of tone. Because even if you are practiced well, we may not get the tone, but the LLM has the knowledge, it will be able to generate it for you. Okay. And finance operation, cash flow, inventory, contract review, SOP creation, all of that, you will be able to use it using that. And these are some little bit of in-depth topic. If you want to go that route, I can connect with you and Anand will be able to address the commercial aspect or schedule aspects and things like that. Right? Simplifying SOP, how do you do it, why it works, I've given some example. Right? So those are the business as usual case. If you think of something more in business as usual, we will be able to handle that as well with the support and ability of the LLM. Right? Next, we'll come to blue version. You may be knowing about it. Red version is already existing competing market. Can you innovate around your product or service in such a way that there are no competitors or less competitor in the space? How do we go about doing it? Red version is defined. Blue version is we are trying to leverage AI to identify the non-customer, redefine the value, and create new demand. For example, there is a company called Cirque du Soleil. It's normally, globally, circus was not popular because they are harmful to the animal. They are taking advantage of the animal. So the Cirque du Soleil changed the topic to they use only people and only gymnastic activities within that. So that is one of the examples given even in the book written on blue ocean strategy. Right? So those kind of innovation, we may not be able to think and the system will be able to do that. How do we strategize that? So we will be able to, there is a path for that, eliminate, reduce, raise, and create. So those are the activities we need to align together to identify the blue ocean for our business activities, if you will. Right? So the prompt is that ERRC grid, you need to look into that. So there is a sample here. Now I run a budget hotel in Pilgrimage City. Competition is fierce. Act as a business strategy. Use 4 actions framework. Eliminate, reduce, risk, and create to suggest blue ocean strategy. Focus on attracting younger spiritual traveler who find current option too dirty or too expensive. So you are able to identify people and target people, and you are able to focus on that. So those are the benefit you will be able to get. You will be able to give the output, and it is explaining it to you as to why it is working, right? So it will be coming up with the recommendations as well. So your business is completely unique, and you are able to attract the new customers on that, right? Analyzing the non-customer. I sell non-traditional Ayurvedic oil. My customers are mostly elderly. Who are the non-customer who refuse to buy my product and why? By analyzing that, you are trying to make changes in your product and become more viable for new market, right? And of course, the millet is probably there's a great story here, right? It used to be poor man's food. Now it can be rebranded as a healthy food. So how do we go about doing that? So those are the things that you will be able to cover in the blue version. And I have given some sample on the blue version as well. Now we are going to the third one, which is moonshot, which is attracted a lot of people. We are not talking about 10%. We are talking about 10x. That is dramatically different here, right? So we are looking at exponential growth for your particular business, if you will, right? Example for moonshot is making an automobile into an EV, IC, internal combustion into EV, or driverless autonomous cars, or larger vision, right? So how do we go about doing that? So some simple approaches are there. Going local to global. There is a great story. I think Haldiram's invested a lot of money in that. I forget the snack company's name. They suddenly become global, and it is a great story that you can refer to, right? So from local to global, how do we go about doing that? Should it be D2C, service to a product? Should we adapt Q-commerce and components of OEM? These kind of things that you will be able to leapfrog, and suddenly you will be able to see you're not looking at 10% increase. In fact, while addressing global EV, the autonomous driving, Google CEO used to say, if it is 10% increment, don't bring the product to me. Aim for 10x. And that's the story of a autonomous car somebody is attempting, right? Why autonomous? Think about it, when the car is, you're driving to office, when the car is not utilized, you can send it home, or you can give it to Uber. I don't know whether it's a good idea, but I'm thinking that, you can find better utility based on your preferences. So that is very clearly an innovation that you will be able to benefit of that. So what if scenario you have to explore in terms of exploring the moonshot, and global compliance is another area that you will be able to certify and address those markets, right? So those are the moonshot ideas, if you will. Okay, and then the cross-discipline is, look at something like an interaction, agriculture and finance. That Samunati as one of the, I did a extensive session for them, right? So how do we mutate them and look for solution that will help them to improve the business and look at things in a different way? Textiles and data, manufacturing and biology. So if you're able to merge the two, you're going to get some incredibly beautiful solutions, if you will. So fertilizer distributor uses satellite data to predict harvest yield and offers credit to farmer based on the data rather than collateral, which is a fantastic idea, isn't it? So collateral actually is not pro-business, but you are able to look at weather data and give change your business model. It becomes more pro-business for you, right? So those are the things that we can explore. Heritage and AI. Kanjipuram Sea Weavers uses generative AI to create new avant-garde geometric patterns, right? Now, they used to have only annams or temple designs. But instead of that, if you are able to do Henry Matisse, Picasso pictures into that, it suddenly becomes global for you. Those kind of innovation you can do with the cross-discipline, right? The mashup, connect, combine, and create. Those are the possibility that you have. You can have a cluster in terms of creativity cluster using this cross discipline and help the vendors at large, if you will. Okay. So far, we saw the positive side. Going into the negative, black swan events are something like a pandemic. I've given it as a separate one. Earthquake may happen. Some Suez Canal suddenly disrupted the entire supply chain for you. Some volcano may burst out in Iceland, and that stopped the entire air traffic for you. So these are unpredictable events that you won't be able to figure out what is happening. You need to prepare for that. So in order to do that, you need to have a scenario simulation. So what is interesting about the black swan is sometimes the disaster and black swan events is able to create new innovation opportunities for people. And we won't be able to solve all the time. So if you are able to lean on the generative AI tool to address the past what has happened, connect with the present, and get the new one, that will be interesting. For example, I was talking to Suresh Vijayaraghavan in Hindu. He's the CTO. They've collected all the traditional archival data is not exactly related, but interesting at least, right? There was something about I think in cricket, very rarely that event has happened. I think, it is the innings defeat or it is the hat trick, one of that actually, right? And that has happened only in 1949, and they were able to find out proactively while the event was happening. So this is possible only because of Gen AI and connecting with that. Otherwise, how will you do it? Is that when the event happens, you will run a analysis on your data, and you will find out something has happened, and you will prepare the content for that. And Hindu was able to do it as it happened. They were able to do that. So for black swan events or pandemic, as it happens, were able to do that. For example, Mahindra has innovated on changing the entire production line because of pandemic, the cars are not going to sell. Correct. Now, where will you use the production line for? They changed it completely for ventilators. It is supporting the pandemic conditions then. So, can you innovate around your? They call it agile manufacturing. They gave a new name for that. So for pandemic, can you look at new agile manufacturing? So those are the direction in which people are going to go. So supply chain resilience are some of the important point with respect to the black swan. And the final thing is pandemic and disaster management. So how quickly can you go digital? And playbook creation are the one that we need to be looking at. Remote ops are very important. Touchless became a big thing. If you remember the pandemic conditions, right? Whether it is factories that you are looking at it or ATMs you are looking at it, can we make it touchless? Can you use voice? Is there another way to make sure that people are safe? Health safety prediction, cash preservation. So these are more like a business continuity prompt when this is a disaster strikes. You are all may be aware of a solution called Chaos Monkeys. This is a solution from Netflix. So they'll deliberately take one or two servers down so that the other servers will coordinate, will give you a continuous streaming service for you. Right? So technologically, if they are able to do a streaming service that is business continuity stable, can you think of such thing for your business, for MSME, when a disaster strikes? So these are all possibilities. I can very surely say only because of Gen AI. Because think about it, the business as usual is very tough for you. So when you are focusing on that, who is going to think about these kind of challenges and situations? So if you are able to keep one or two champions on that, working on that, so you are able to fortify your assets in a very smart and intelligent fashion, and you are able to think of the future, you are able to scale up your business, go global or go even space. These kind of things are possible using them. Okay. So that is briefly about business, guys. So I'll quickly go through the outside in perspective because a lot of things are happening in the market, right? So these are the solutions that we are looking at, right? I'll zoom a little bit. So text to text alone, if you look at it, so they segmented it by market, and you can see marketing, and you can see sales. So each of the area, there are vendors that are working on, right? And if you see the small print at the bottom, you can see the hand, right? And you can see small prints. These are models that are there. So what is the significance? Remember, I told you, the way Gen AI works is you have data, you have weights, and you have your model, and you get the result. You don't have to develop any program for it. Even the model at some level, தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க தேவையில்லாத ஆணி எதுவுமே நீங்க பிடுங்க வேண்டாம். மாடல்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கு ஆக்சுவலா. நீங்க அதை யூஸ் பண்ணாலே உங்களுக்கு if you use that, all the models that are already available, you will be able to get the maximum benefit. There are a variety of models that are available. There are people who will build the model. I don't know if your aspiration is to build the model. That is a different thing aspect altogether. So text to text, you have text to video, text to image, text to code. That is interesting, that you are able to build SQL and you are able to build documentation, which everybody hates. Web app, remember the new excitement in town called Lovable. You can say, here is the requirement I have. It will generate the application for me. You can say LinkedIn, and I say I want a similar app, and it will generate it for me, right? Don't get caught in the IP-related wars. But in terms of functionality, if we have aspiration to make similar efforts, there is a way to do that, right? So the code generation, a lot of things are happening, right? And text to speech and text to 3D images, voice, music generation, everywhere, a lot of things are happening, guys. Okay. So this is the application generation space. This is the full stack that is happening. You already know that NVIDIA is big in that. The top level is chips, second level is cloud. So you are able to get the GPU or the compute power into solutions. And remember, in the platform as a service space, we have the model, foundational model. You have LLMs, image model, video model, audio and speech model. And if you have any miscellaneous, you can add that at tools and services. And applications are plenty, text focus, image focus. Who are interested in this? From design and fashion, games, tech, everybody is interested in developing applications that are based on LLMs. Everybody is interested in doing that. It's a case where you have models at the bottom and you have application at the top. General writing, code generation, code documentation, image generation, voice synthesis, 3D models, gaming, robotic process automation, everything is covered. You want an automatic script for a given functionality, you will be able to generate it. You want a CNC code for a tool path, you will be able to generate it. So these kind of incredible innovations are happening there as well, right? This is more of a futuristic view from this consulting company called Anderson Horowitz case. So what they say is, in future, you are not going to have any app. Everything is going to be prompt. And in prompt, you will be able to break it down to generate more prompt or generate multiple prompt. So multiple prompt will connect to different LLMs and get you the result. More prompt will connect with different databases and data sources and get from local or distant databases information together, text, image, everything, and stitch it together and will give you the output. If you think about it, it's a fantastic vision. And this is slowly coming in. And that's why, when they talk about generative AI coming in and taking away jobs, at some level, it is true that when a new productivity and efficiency coming, old jobs will go and the new jobs will come. And the new jobs are in the direction of, can you prompt? Can you do prompt engineering? Can you think from the perspective of developing a comprehensive solution rather than thinking code in that? Remember, 20 years before, there were people who used to code in assembly level code. They will do it in Z80, 8080, right? 286. These kind of things are there. So programming is pushed down to that level, and prompt is becoming the new language. There is this guy, Andrew Karpathy, he's a OpenAI, one of the founders. He's saying there's going to be only one programming language in the future, and that is English, he says. We can imagine further and say it need not be English, it could be Tamil, it could be Kannada, it could be Hindi, and we need to build those interfaces, right? So that is about it, guys. So there are a lot of contents I've given in terms of explaining prompts and moonshots in detail. And further to that, impact on technology, benefits you will get and the whole section of the prompting. Okay. So a lot of bedtime readings for you. Okay. And this I will share, and also given the short prompt handbook for you. There are 100 prompts that you will be able to try at your leisure. There are a lot of work that you can explore on that. So I think I probably have about a minute for any questions or answers. Sorry about hogging that time, but I hope you enjoyed it. I will keep the floor open for any questions or comments.
That's wonderful, Mr. Murali. Thank you so much, and really great. Over to all the participants. We'll spend another 5 minutes or so if it is okay with you to post your query specifically to your business. Probably we'll be able to respond to you.
Yeah, I will look up in the chat box if there is some questions.
Yeah, friends, you can post your query on the chat box, or you can even unmute your audio and then ask the question. Yeah, Mr. DNS, please.
Yeah.
Murali sir, one basic question is like when we give a prompt and Mr. ChatGPT is working on it, okay, we are not able to give another prompt. We may probably remember an additional point of a prompt which we forgot to write in the original prompt. Is it possible to interrupt it? And I tried doing that with my ChatGPT. I have a licensed version, but it doesn't allow. Can you help me out on that?
Sure, sir. I'll show it to you. I don't know if it is there, but normally when something is working on a prompt, I don't know if you tried the voice, which is also fantastic.
I didn't.
Let me show it to you. Are you able to? I don't know if it is. No, let me not get digressed. We will have a separate one on that.
Okay.
Let's say. I would say explain JWST telescope in detail, right? I think it will have something like a video pause button here. And if you say that, and it will stop.
A square button comes up.
Right. That will stop it.
Okay. So I would have forgotten to add one element of data. So I'll have to wait for this guy to give me first answer and then go back with another additional element.
Right.
Sometimes what happens is
you don't have to wait. I think the pause button will help instantaneously, not generative AI alone.
Okay.
But if you have some difficulty, let me know. I can try to look at some hacks, if you will.
The hack that I use is for the similar problem is I copy paste again and then add my point and then push it.
Right. That is another one you could try. Are you able to get the voice here? I'm not sure.
No.
Okay, say voice is hi ChatGPT. Can you hear me? Yeah. Were you able to hear the ChatGPT response?
No.
No, hold on. No, hold on 1 second. Huh? I think it is something to do with the share. I had to do it along with the share sound. This here. Now we'll try. Okay. This is absolutely fabulous. Actually. Hi, ChatGPT. How are you?
Hey there. I'm doing great and ready to chat. Definitely happy to be a bit more casual, so just let me know what's on your mind.
Were you able to hear?
Yes.
Okay. So, see this, okay? Hello, ChatGPT. Tell me briefly about the new comet that is nearer to our planet.
Sure. So right now there's no brand new comet super close to Earth, but there are a few interesting ones out there this year. For example, there's an interstellar comet called 3I Atlas that passed somewhat near Mars and is scientifically interesting that it won't get too close to us. There's also Comet C 2025 K1 Atlas, which has been around this year and is visible with telescopes. So in short, there's definitely some comet activity, just not one that's right on our doorstep.
Okay, tell me about 3i Atlas, because there were a lot of comments on it's becoming blue and things like that. Can you talk about it?
Absolutely, let's chat about it. So 3I Atlas is basically an interstellar visitor, which means it's coming from outside our solar system, and that's always pretty cool. Now, the reason people have been talking about it turning bluish is that comets can appear in different colors depending on the gases they have and how they reflect sunlight. In this case, it might have some interesting compounds that give it that bluish tint when observed through certain filters. It's not a huge deal, but it's one of those neat little quirks that get space enthusiasts excited. So yeah, it's just a fun cosmic visitor showing off a little color.
Super. Can you tell me this in Tamil for some of our audience?
சரி கண்டிப்பா சொல்லித்தரேன். இது தமிழ்ல சுருக்கமாக சொல்ல போறேன். இப்போ 3i Atlas கட்சி துறக்க போகிறேன். இது நம்ம சூரிய குடும்பத்துக்கு வெளியிலிருந்து வந்திருக்கிற ஒரு இன்டர்ஸ்டெல்லர் கோள் வெளிசரி. அதனால இது ஒரு அலாதி விருந்தினி மாதிரி. இப்போ சில பேர் சொல்லி கொண்டிருக்காங்க இது நீல நிறத்துல தெரியுது என்று. அது ஏதோ சில வாயுக்கள் அல்லது வேற எந்த பொருட்கள் சூரிய ஒளியை ஒளித்திறன் மூலம் அந்த நிறத்தை கொடுக்கலாம். அது பெரிய விஷயம் ஒன்றும் இல்லை. ஆனால் விண்வெளி ஆர்வலர்களுக்கு இது ரொம்பவே சுவாரஸ்யமா இருக்கும். ஹலாஸ், இதே மாதிரி இது நம்ம ஒரு வித்தியாசமான விண்வெளி விருந்தினி என்று நினைத்துக் கொள்ளலாம்.
Can you say this in Hindi?
हाँ जरूर, मैं हिंदी में भी बता देता हूँ. तो देखिए 3i Atlas एक इंटरस्टेलर धूमकेतु है, यानी ये हमारे सौरमंडल के बाहर से आया हुआ एक मेहमान है. लोग इस बारे में इसलिए बात कर रहे हैं कि कुछ लोगों ने नोटिस किया है कि ये थोड़ा नीले रंग का दिख सकता है. ऐसा इसलिए होता है क्योंकि धूमकेतु में कुछ ऐसे गैसेस या कंपाउंड्स होते हैं जो सूरज की रोशनी से उस तरह का रंग दिखाते हैं. तो कुल मिलाकर ये बस एक मजेदार अंतरिक्षी मेहमान है जो थोड़ा नीला दिखाई दे सकता है, और ये स्पेस के शौकीनों के लिए काफी दिलचस्प है.
Thank you. So you would have noticed it's also giving you a transcript as we are speaking, and you will be able to use it as well. So, the power is definitely imaginable here, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's great, really, giving a live demo. And over to participants for any other question. Yes, Mr. Joshi Nivasan, please go ahead.
Sir, regarding this chat GPT, can these things totally replace human interpretation?
Can you repeat the question, sir?
I'll repeat and elaborate. Can these replace human interpretation totally? For example, if someone is coming from Japan to install a new welding machine and give training to the workers or managers, say in Maraimalai, what happens is some folks will go there and translate from the Japanese man to Tamil to our local people, from Tamil to Japanese. So going by this, will this totally replace such human language interpretation?
Total replacement is always a tough question to answer, sir. But it can definitely assist you. It can definitely push up your productivity and efficiency value. I think what could happen is, instead of 4 or 5 interpreters, it may become 1. So I think, that is more of a progressive direction than completely replacing it.
Thank you.
I hope I answered your question, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
But there are
Yes,
live translators, right? But there are live translators from any language to any language. So that is very faithful. That is what people use in multinational fora also. So that technology, if it is applied, can help, but but I don't know how good this technologically, will be there. But I think it is already available, the technology.
Sure, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Patsardi.
Yeah, in fact, I had one question. Last question, sorry.
No problem. No problem.
See, I tried using ChatGPT to build a website. Okay, so using, the YouTube videos I tried, but eventually, I think I may not have done a great job. So I cannot say I did a great job. But then the eventual output, I still required a professional to actually get it done. What the output I got from ChatGPT only helped him to create some sort of it gave him a good wireframe, something like that. So what is your comment on that, sir?
Things are improving. Gemini has come up with a new version, and you may try that. There could be difficulty for complete novices. For the kind of example you have given, with due respect, sir, there are a lot more people who would swear by ChatGPT or Gemini and say, I created my website in 15 minutes time. That could be, I don't know how to comment on that. If you need some help, I am more than willing to help you in making sure that you do it yourself, not another professional coming and helping you. I hope I answered your question.
Yes.
Murali sir, Sriram here.
Yes, sir.
We have time, sir.
Sure.
Another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Please.
I have one comment and one question. So one is, yesterday I was in a large IT building in Chennai, and they were, using this AI intelligence, to control the entire building.
Okay, sir.
That's basically to optimize the energy consumption. Okay. But when I was talking to their heads, and we have had a deep, understanding of how the AI is controlling the building. Because what happens is they have taken a 6 months data, and then allowing the AI to again give the feedback to all these sensors and controllers and all that to manage the efficiency. I mean, that's what the reverse is happening. So using the data which has been generated and again giving it back to controls. And again to the question of what Mr. Joe Srinivasan was asking, the human intervention, can it be replaced? I saw at the moment a gap because the efficiencies was badly managed by the AI.
Okay.
It was not to the full potential, and even the people did not have any answers. While there were a lot of talking on the AI, but from a human intervention point of view, I saw a huge gap.
Okay,
So, what is your comment on this, sir? I mean, any update you have on this, or?
Okay. Good question, sir. So AI, how do we unpack the information or news that we are getting about productivity and efficiency, right? So in simple manner, I don't think it will replace yet. Then it may be, we're not looking at replacement because the governance will be useful for you all the time. What it may be able to do is the challenges that a human will have in terms of fatigue, in terms of judgmental error, in terms of not having the data to analyze and making the right decision. In those places, it will do very, very well. I mean, you would have seen in terms of in production line, they use the cameras to get the quality control defective. It is done very well. In radiology, in X-ray analysis, in medical field, it has done very well. In building, it is a new application. And I will bring out the difference between AIML and generative AI. Those two are different areas together, sir. Generative AI, they have to build the model, they have to validate it, and then they have to integrate it. And there could be some error in that. They need to have the appropriate architecture to loop back and make sure that the errors and feedback are fixed on that. So there could be some improvement that is available. But if they were able to use the generative AI or agentic AI, they may be able to take advantage of some of the features and benefits that they have in the system.
Okay. Right, sir. Thank you.
So Sangeeta is asking ChatGPT இடம் கேள்வி கேட்க டிரான்ஸ்லேட் மூலம் தமிழ் நான் கேட்டு அதன் மூலம் வரும் பதில் சரியாக இல்லை.
நான் பேசட்டுமா சார்? வணக்கம் சார்.
வணக்கம்.
இல்ல சார், எல்லாரும் பேசிட்டு இருந்தாங்க, அதனால தான் மெசேஜ் பண்ணேன்.
பரவாயில்ல. Happy to help you.
சார் இப்ப தமிழ்ல டிரான்ஸ்லேட்ல தான் நான் கேள்வி கேட்கிறேன். ப்ராம்ப்ட் எப்படி கொண்டு வரணும்னு. அது கொடுக்குற ப்ராம்ப்ட் எடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டு தான் சாட் ஜிபிடில போடுறோம். ஆனா அப்பவும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா கிளியரான பதில் கிடைக்கல. அப்போ நான் அந்த ப்ராம்ப்ட் எழுதுறதுல ஏதாவது தப்பு பண்றேங்களா? சரியான ப்ராம்ப்ட நம்ம எழுதணும்னா நான் என்ன பண்ணணும் சார்?
நீங்க தமிழ்ல கேக்குறீங்களா, இங்கிலீஷ்ல கேட்கணும்? ரெண்டுக்கும் கொஞ்சம் ஆன்சர் வித்தியாசமா இருக்குங்க.
எனக்கு தமிழ்ல இருந்தா தான் சார் அது அது புரியுற மாதிரி எனக்கு வரல.
அது
தமிழ்ல
கொஞ்சம்
இருந்தா எனக்கு
கஷ்டம்.
உதவியா இருக்கும்.
சரி, இப்ப நீங்க வந்து ஒரு கொஞ்சம் சுருக்கமா சொல்லிடுறேங்க. சாட் ஜிபிடி எப்படி எப்படி வேலை செய்யுதுன்னா, அடுத்த வர வார்த்தை என்னன்னு கெஸ் பண்றதுக்கு. ஓகேயா? ஸோ
ஓகே சார்.
அதுக்கு வந்து இங்கிலீஷ் லெவல்ல கான்டெக்ஸ்டும், இங்கிலீஷ் லெவல்ல டேட்டாவும் நிறைய இருக்கிறதுனால வெல் ட்ரெயின்ட், அதோட சென்டென்ஸும் நல்லா பண்ணும். இப்ப நான் கொடுத்த எக்ஸாம்பிள்ல கூட பார்த்துருப்பீங்க. அது தமிழ் வந்து கொஞ்சம் செலோனிஸ் தமிழ் மாதிரி இருக்கு. ஜட்மெண்டெல்லாம் சொல்லல, ஜென்ன அப்சர்வேஷன் மாதிரி சொல்றேன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். அதுக்கு கலை சொற்களும் கொஞ்சம் வேற மாதிரி இருக்குன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். நீங்க என்ன பண்ணலான்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, தமிழும் இங்கிலீஷும் கலந்து கொடுங்க. ரொம்ப பியூர் தமிழ்னு இருக்க வேண்டிய அவசியம் இல்லை. ஃபார்
ஓகே சார்.
எக்ஸாம்பிள், இப்ப நீங்க என்ன கேட்கறீங்கன்னு விரும்புறீங்கன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க. இப்ப ஏதாவது கேள்வி ட்ரை பண்ணுங்களேன் நீங்க.
இப்போ என்னோட ஒர்க்கரோட ஒர்க் பிளான் அவங்களுக்கான எஸ்ஓபி கிரியேட் பண்ணணும் சார்.
அப்படியே
டெய்லி
நீங்க
ரொட்டீன்.
நீங்க 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 எப்படி நினைக்கிறீங்களோ சங்கீதா, அதே மாதிரியே கேளுங்க. என்னோட ஒர்க்கரோட ஒர்க் பிளான் வேணும் அப்படின்னு போட்டு பாருங்க. நிச்சயமா வரும்.
ஓகே. ஓகே சார்.
நீங்க அதை தமிழ் ஒர்க்கருக்கு என்னுடைய தொழிலாளி அப்படின்னா அதுக்கு அடுத்த வேர்டு என்னங்கிறது வேற மாதிரி போயிடும் உங்களுக்கு. புரியுதா எப்படி சொல்றேன்?
இல்ல எல்லா இடத்துலயும் ஊழியர்ன்றது பெண் ஊழியர்ன்றதை தான் நான் மென்ஷன் பண்ணி போட்டிருந்தேன்.
வேண்டாம் வேண்டாம். நீங்க என்னுடைய ஒர்க், எனக்கு கீழே வேலை பண்ற ஒர்க்கரோட எஸ்ஓபி பிளான் வேணும் அப்படிதானே நீங்க யோசிக்கிறீங்க? கரெக்டா?
ஆமா ஆமா சார்.
நீங்க யோசிக்கிற மாதிரி போட்டீங்கன்னா அந்த யோசிக்கிற மொழியோட அடுத்த வாக்கியங்களோட கூறு எப்படி இருக்கும்னு நினைச்சிட்டு அது மாதிரி சொல்லிடுங்க. கரெக்டா சொல்றேன் நானு? நீங்க ட்ரை
புரியுது சார். நான் ட்ரை பண்றேன் சார். ரொம்ப நன்றி சார்.
பர்ஃபெக்ட் சார். பர்ஃபெக்ட் முரளி சார். நம்ம யோசிக்கிற மாதிரியே அங்க பேசணும். ரொம்ப
இன்னும்
தமிழ்ல
சின்ன
ட்ரை பண்ண வேண்டாம்.
ரொம்ப தமிழ் ஏன்னா அதுல என்ன சிக்கல்னு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, அந்த ரொம்ப தமிழ்ல இருக்கிற வார்த்தைகள் எப்படி கூடுறது, அதுக்கு அடுத்த வார்த்தை என்னன்னு யோசிக்கும் அது. அதனால
புரியுது.
அது வந்து சிக்கலான ஒரு அவுட்புட் ஆயிடுது உங்களுக்கு ஆக்சுவலா.
அதாவது சசி தரூர் மாதிரி இங்கிலீஷ்லயும் டைப் பண்ண வேண்டாம், ஒரு
நிச்சயமா.
தமிழ் புலவர் மாதிரி டைப் பண்ண வேண்டாம். நம்மளா இருப்போம், அது ஆன்சர் கரெக்டா கொடுக்கும்.
உங்களுக்கு உங்களோட
கூகுள்
ஆன்சர்
மேப்
கொடுக்கும். ரைட்
கூகுள் மேப்ல மதுரையில வந்து கூகுள் மேப்ல அம்மா மெஸ்ன்னு ஒண்ணு இருக்கு. அங்க வந்து அது கூகுள் மேப்ல போட்டீங்கன்னா அம்மாவின் அலங்கோலம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுது. சோ அதனால ரொம்ப அது ரொம்ப எக்ஸாக்டா போச்சுன்னா அது நமக்கு டென்ஷன் ஆயிடும். அதனால இங்கிலீஷ்ல பேசுறது தான் பெஸ்ட்.
நம்ம பஸ் தான் சொல்றோம், பேருந்துன்னு சொல்றது இல்ல. அந்த மாதிரிதான்.
ஆமா ஆமா.
இது மாதிரி ஏதோ நெய்வேத்தியத்துக்கு வேற ஏதோ ரொம்ப ஃபன்னியா சொன்னாங்க சார். டாக் மெடிகேஷன் இந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ சொன்னாங்க.
நாய் வைத்தியம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அந்த அம்மாவின் அலங்கோலம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிடுச்சு.
நம்ம மெஸ்ஸியா இருக்கோம்ட்டு ஒரு இருக்கு. அது டிரான்ஸ்லேஷன்ல ப்ராப்ளம் சார். ஆனா நீங்க ப்ராம்ப்ட்ல என்ன சொன்னாங்க கேட்டீங்க, இது சரியா இல்ல எனக்கு திருத்தி கொடுன்னு அதை திருத்தி கொடுக்கும். ஆக்சுவலா நம்ம எப்படி திங்க் பண்றோமோ அது மாதிரி கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா, நீங்க திங்க் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்குன்னு சொல்ல மாட்டேன் நானு. அந்த மாதிரி வார்த்தைகளோட கூறுகளுக்கு எப்படி அடுத்த வார்த்தை வருங்கிற நாலேஜ் அதுகிட்ட இருக்கிறதுனால அதனால சரியா இருக்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு பாவனையோட அது வருது.
பொதுவாக எல்லாரும் பயன்படுத்தக்கூடிய
we have to make life easier for chat gpt and gemini since we are using largely english foreign based tools. We have to make life easy for them rather than going by our own passion for pure Tamil.
நான் அப்படி போல சார், அப்படி போல. இப்ப நம்ம ஆனந்த் சார் சொன்னாப்ல, இப்ப நம்ம பேசும்போதே ஆங்கிலம் கலந்து தானே சார் வருது.
கண்டிப்பா.
அதனால நீங்க பேசுற மாதிரி உங்களோட சிந்தனையில எந்த வார்த்தைகள் ஒரு தமிழா இருக்கலாம், இங்கிலீஷா இருக்கலாம், டிரான்ஸ்லிட்டரேட்டட் இங்கிலீஷா இருக்கலாம். அவங்க சொன்னாங்கல்ல ஒர்க்கர் அப்படிங்கிறாங்க. என்னுடைய ஒர்க்கர் ஒர்க் பண்றாங்க, அவங்களுக்கு எஸ்ஓபி வேணும், அதுதான் அவங்களோட சிந்தனை. அதை அப்படியே போட்டீங்கன்னா கரெக்டா வரும். நீங்க அதை தமிழ் படுத்தி, அதாவது படுத்தி இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் அழுத்தமா பிடிச்சிக்கங்க. தமிழ் படுத்தி என்னுடைய தொழிலாளர்களுக்கு எஸ்ஓபி என்னன்னு எனக்கு இமேஜின் கூட பண்ண முடியல என்னால. அது கொடுத்தீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு சிரமமா இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
Perfect. So any other one last question anybody who wanted to share? I think we are already 8:18. One last question.
Hi, good evening sir. This is Arjun from Tirupur.
Yes,
சொல்லுங்க
Mr.
சார்.
Arjun. Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, the vibe coding, recently we could generate small applications through vibe coding.
Very good, sir.
Again, it's getting complicated when we focus on larger context, larger models,
Okay, sir.
like SaaS type applications.
Okay.
Is there any recent developments to get it done easily? In
Correct,
any
sir.
models, any tools? Like
When you say
I was using, yeah, I was using Bolt AI, Bolt.new, and then Manas.
Okay.
Is there any
So,
recent development? I have tried a lot.
okay.
We could produce easy prototypes easily,
Okay.
but the connecting the complete deployment and database integrations are very difficult for a larger type of SaaS.
Okay, sir.
Do you have any suggestion on that?
So I think you are probably talking about models from the AI ML perspective. So you need to explore a little bit more about what is out there, sir. I don't know about it. My focus is on generative AI. So anything related to generative AI, I'll be able to help you out. If you have specific questions on recommendations for model, I will be able to explore and give you an answer. We can take it on a thread.
Okay.
You can mail
Yeah,
me.
definitely.
And I will be able to look out and see if there are better models or better tools. When you say models, are you looking for application development or for does it have a textile context in there, sir? Sorry if I'm...
application development.
Application development. So you are looking at AI model. Am I right in saying that, sir?
Not AI models. It's about agentic AI, like the complete development of SaaS.
So the challenge with AI, agentic AI is, it is unlike generative AI. So in generative AI, the gratification is immediate. You ask a question, you get it, right? But the agentic AI it is with code actually. You have to develop code, and when you develop code, then you have to obviously test it, validate it, and you may have errors here and there. And sometimes the requirement capture may be having some challenges. So there are plenty of agentic AI newcomers that are there. If you are able to outline what kind of agentic AI you are looking at, I may be able to help you out. I hope I answered.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks. So it is a bigger question, but simply just, do you have any recent experience with agentic AI to develop SaaS? That's I just wanted to know from you.
What we'll do is,
I'm not focusing on agentic AI, sir. My focus is on generative AI and improve the literacy in that area, sir. If you want,
what we can do is, Mr. Murali, how we can help Mr. Arjun is, Mr. Arjun, please shoot a mail to us. And because we have all the experts, AI experts panel, maybe we can pose this question and then maybe connect the right person to you so that we can take it forward.
Okay. That is a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arjun. The basic, I think we've come to the end of the session. So friends, thank you very much for holding you here. We are 25 of us here. The basic idea for this webinar is, first of all, I must share thanks to Mr. Murali. He has shared so much information it's a very high level concept at this point in time for many of us, but he is able to connect through with the various aspects of it, like starting from LLM, which I made a note of it as a communication tool to save time and cost. We talked about prompt simulation, so many prompts simulated. Essentially mentioned about good prompt to generate better relationship and engagement with clients and market. That's what I understood. The third is a blue ocean, beautifully picturized. The moonshot, phenomenally great. 10x is a scale in which you have to think. He referred to Sundar Pichai and how to use moonshot example. It's a wonderful. And he also mentioned about moonshot by saying 3 simple words: past, present, and future. All can be connected as an integration. Then Black Swan and other stuff that we have shared. Sir, you have covered so many things. And one other thing which I got really inspired, which you already showed to me some time back, is the architecture, the structure of the entire technology. The first layer, second layer, infrastructure stack. The first layer is, the infrastructure. The typical cloud is the second one. Data center is one.
Models.
The cloud is.
Model.
Then you have the functional structure. Application structure, the industry. This is a beautiful one. What we do is we will take those, inputs from you. We will share it with all the participants so that they can actually go and navigate where they are right now and what they really want to explore further. Because Arjun, like people are tech people. They may look at the whole stuff in different perspective. There are people like Sangeeta who spoke to you about that worker SOP. He's typically a MSME entrepreneur.
Correct.
He runs a business. So if he wants to know how to use for my own day-to-day applications, functional aspect. Like for example, Mr. Viragam who's there in the screen, he's a finance expert. He may look at how he can use his financial tool that he has developed called Fin 360 degree. Making financial management in a matter of seconds. Anybody can view the dashboard from the management perspective, chairman perspective, MD's perspective. He may wanted to use how I can use ChatGPT or generative AI to use my Fin 360 software tool to be integrated and connected with the WhatsApp. Yesterday, we were all in one of the meetings like Mr. GNS and Mr. Viragam, all of us. A client of us told us, by looking at the financial management dashboard, what we call Fin 360, he says that why don't you connect this with ChatGPT and connect with WhatsApp? I don't want to go and see. I told you this morning also. I don't want to go and see the ERP or my software. I will use only WhatsApp. In fact, he added beautifully saying that every day morning we get up, we check our mobile phone for WhatsApp. We check emails. We check our social media like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all that. He said he's not a technology person, but he's a business owner, industrialist. He says that we must use 5 AI tools every day. Then you are AI literate. And he says, I will use only WhatsApp to take my dashboard data screenshot from your financial tools. Can you integrate WhatsApp, ChatGPT, AI tool with your ERP, with whatever ERP that we have? That kind of integration is what even clients are today asking for.
Very good.
More than the technology aspect. So altogether, you are a champion. You are able to cover so many things for many of the MSME clients. And the basic idea of this meeting today, we have about 25 of us here. I would request all 25 people to actually connect each other. How do we connect each other? You please first become a member of Lumen Network. When you become a member of Lumen Network, what we do is we take all your email IDs and we share it with all the 25 people so that you can directly connect with each of the people present here. Who knows, for example, Mr. Joe Srinivasan, who's a Japanese expert, language expert, who may even need to share his knowledge to some of the people who are here who wanted to learn Japanese language. For example, person like Mr. GNS, who's an EGTM expert, go-to-market expert, somebody who's here who wanted to take his go-to-market knowledge, experience. Somebody like Mr. Sriram Narasimhan who asked one question, but he said, I have one question and one comment, right? He talked about that building, the energy question.
Right.
And he is a sales expert. Mr. Viragam is a finance expert. There are a lot of people here. Mr. Parthasarthi from Dubai, Sharjah, who's a SAP and ERP consultant, tech expert, who spoke a lot. So likewise, there are already experts who are here in Lumen Network and outside as well. So please become a member. When you become a member, it's a free membership. We don't charge. And we first connect each of you to each other. And then see how the whole scaling is happening in your own business. Anybody who wanted to take up Mr. Murali's advice for your business on the AI part, generative AI part, please stay connected with the Lumen Network in our office. We'll be able to help you out. Before we end up, I just want to show one quick slide. Can you see the slide here, sir? No? Yes or no, sir? I'm not able to see all, so I'm...
No,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah, you can see the slide here. These are the 10
Yes.
services Lumen offers. If you really look at, okay, I'm able to see. Yeah, these are the 10 services that we are offering. Many are actually free services. So you can connect with us for all these requirements. And on, just a minute, let me stop here and I will share one interesting input here, which will be of useful to you. One minute. Just give me a minute. Meanwhile, if you have any question, you can just post one question so we can save your time as well. I'll search for one slide to show you, just last one slide. Mr. JNS, if you want to share anything, and before I search and get it, you can just engage.
Murali sir, I have one basic question which I wanted to ask you. Very basic. இப்போ நமக்கு we have multiple options from prompt பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ChatGPT இருக்கு, Gemini இருக்கு, then we have Perplexity இருக்கு. So in your experience for a business வச்சுக்கோங்களேன், suppose எந்த எது யூஸ் பண்ணலாம்? I mean going by sheer experience of yours. Say for example analyticsக்குனா இது பெட்டரா இருக்கும், இல்லை or report writing or video content. I mean எந்த மாதிரி? Do you have any understanding of that, sir?
அது கொஞ்சம் சேஞ்ச் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு சார். பட் இப்போ ரீசெண்ட் லேட்டஸ்ட் அப்டேட் படி கிளவுட் ஃபார் ப்ரோக்ராமிங், ChatGPT ஃபார் அனாலிசிஸ் அண்ட் ஜெமினி ஃபார் உங்களோட கம்யூனிகேஷன், இமெயில் இல்லாட்டி அதோட டோன் கொடுக்கறது அந்த மாதிரி. இப்போ இதெல்லாம் வந்திருக்கு உங்களுக்கு, டீப் சீக் அண்ட் குவென் அதெல்லாம் வந்து போயிருக்கு. So if you are
Perplexity
looking,
sir,
Perplexity is not an LLM by itself. They are an aggregator. அவங்களுக்கு கீழே ChatGPTயோ ஜெமினியோ இன்டெகிரேட் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க. Perplexity is useful in the sense that நீங்க ஏர்டெல் வச்சிருந்தீங்கன்னா 1 இயர்க்கு ஃப்ரீயா கிடைக்கிறது. So that is useful உங்களுக்கு.
Okay. Right, sir.
Perplexity useful தான் உங்களுக்கு. அது ஒரு அவங்க வந்து எல்லா LLMமும் கனெக்ட் பண்ணி அவங்க வந்து அந்த கிராஸ் ரெஃபரன்ஸ் பண்ணி கொஞ்சம் ஹாலுசினேஷன் கம்மியாக போகிற மாதிரி ஒரு இன்ஃப்ராஸ்ட்ரக்சர் வச்சுருக்காங்க. அது கொஞ்சம் யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும்.
Mr. Anand, I want to just share an input to everybody.
Sure.
Mr. Murali Sundaram is an expert on two aspects. One is on an academic aspect. He is an expert when he uses his skills and knowledge to talk to universities and colleges and other organizations. From a business aspect, he is an experienced person in giving direction to organizations. Incidentally, I have had the pleasure of recommending Mr. Murali Sundaram to an American software company, and he is advising them on the AI generation team formation and solution architecting for their software solutions in the US. So,
thank you.
நீங்க யாருக்காவது வந்துட்டு அவருடைய சர்வீசஸ் யூஸ் பண்ணணும்னா ப்ளீஸ் ஃபீல் ஃப்ரீ டு அப்ரோச் ஹிம். மிஸ்டர் ஆனந்த் வில் connect you with him, and he is an asset who will give you what you probably were having a little complexity in your tasks in the past. He will make it simpler for you. That is Murali Sundaram for you. Thank you.
Thank you, James.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So I am ready with the, thank you, Mr. Jayadas, and I'm sorry I took a couple of minutes. So this is the next webinar for the next month, 13th of December. We are going to have this gentleman, Mr. R.R. Bhattanabam, who is an EXIM expert, international trade, and he's going to talk to us about exporting in 2026, compliance opportunities and pitfalls in every business we must know. So please register with us. So this is on 13th December, similar webinar, evening at 7 p.m. So you all can join, and we will share the information to you as usual through WhatsApp and emails. Register with us and spread this information to as many entrepreneurs as possible so that we get benefited. All of us get benefited. With this, we have come to the end of the session. I must share my heartfelt thanks to every participant, and special thanks to Mr. Generative AI, Mr. Murali. Thank you so much.